everyone, here we are to discuss part 3 speaking questions that are expected in September 2023. So let's start. First topic is talk about a time when you complained about an issue and it was resolved. And part 3 questions are what types of things do people usually complain about?
People usually have issues with the things which they buy from the market, so they address these issues to the shopkeepers.
Do you think it's better to complain verbally or in writing?
I think written complaint is more effective than the verbal complaint because in written people can use the written complaint as an evidence.
What kind of people usually complain?
People who are short tempered and people who hardly satisfied with the thing have issues with the services.
Who is more likely to complain, young or old?
It is hard to satisfy the old generation these days because they have orthodox thinking and they consider the objects of the past are more qualitative than the trendy objects, so they always complain about the things.
Is it important for a company to have an easy process for customers to make complaints?
Yes, there are various ways through which companies can solve the issues of the grievances which are filed and raised by their customers through online portal.
What are some good ways for companies to resolve customer complaints?
In my opinion, feedback session is the best way to solve the issues which are faced by the people regarding the specific product.
In what ways can companies use customer complaints to improve?
By considering the opinion and the feedback session, companies can pay attention to the matter and they will focus or pay attention to improve the quality of the product so that these issues can not be faced by them in the future.
Okay, next topic is describe a sport that you enjoyed playing when you were young. And questions are do you think children should be given prizes for winning in sports competitions?
Of course, I think that it is good idea if the prizes will be given to the children when they win the specific sport competition because it helps in the motivation.
What are the advantages of winning prizes?
There are multiple benefits of winning prizes. Some winning prizes are in the cash, which can help the winner in many terms. However, other non monetary prizes will help the people in the motivation.
Is it better for children to win prizes individually or as a team?
I assert that it is good if they will get the prize individually because they can keep that prize in their house and as a memory.
Do you think competition is important to school children? If yes, why? If no, why not?
In my opinion, it is must to organize various kind of competitions among the school learners because it helps them in realizing the significance of win and lose in the life. Apart from this, they can become good competitors.
Is competition important to adults just as much?
I think it is not good for adult because they can consider it in a wrong way and they may take it as their part of ego.
Okay, is competition important in business and why?
Of course, it is good if there is a competition among the businessmen in the market because rivals can compete their other counterparts to achieve their goals and by providing the best quality to their customers.
And what is the downside of competition in business?
They may use some unethical things in the business which may lead to negative consequences.
Next topic is describe a piece of good news you heard about someone and questions are many people share their good news on social media. Can businesses achieve more sales by also sharing good news on social media?
Of course, it is in trend nowadays when businessmen share their achievements on the social media. It helps them in gaining the attention of more customers.
How might small businesses owners use social media to promote their business?
Uh, there are various ways due to which the small scale businessmen are using social media for launching their product in the market. for example, WhatsApp and other applications by highlighting the glittering features of the product so that they can get the attention of maximum customers.
Do you think word of mouth plays a significant role in spreading good news about small businesses?
Yes, it is very good concept because through this people can get knowledge about the achievements which are achieved by the others.
What are some advantages of starting a small business compared to a large one?
In a small startup, person has to spend only few chunk of money of the savings. However, in the large startup, they have to spend lot of money, which may put their savings at the risk.
How do you think the challenges faced by small businesses differ from those of large companies?
Large companies have already a dignity among the customers because they think they have the trustworthy customers, so the customer will not switch the brand quickly. This is a standard benchmark and the major obstacle for the small businessman.
In your opinion, what factors contribute to the success of a small business?
There are a lot of things which play a vital role in the success of a small business. For example, satisfying the personal needs by keeping at the low price because people will buy more, and this will help in earning the profit, which will also good for the achievement of organizational goals.
Do you think government support is crucial for the growth of small businesses? Why or why not?
Surely it is good if government help the small scale businessman to start up their businesses at local level by offering them subsidies.
All right, next topic is describe a house you know well. And questions are, do you think is it important for homes to have natural light?
Uh, it is beneficial if the people in the house have an access to natural light because it help in saving their electricity bill. Apart from this, they can enjoy, they can get various benefits from the natural light like vitamin D.
How does natural light contribute to the overall atmosphere of a home?
Natural light gives positivity to the people who live in the house as it is good and it helps them in living a healthy life, as I mentioned in my previous response.
Do you think the amount of natural light affects people's mood?
Sometimes people who do not like to sit in the direct sunlight may be affected by the natural light. So they like to use artificial light because they think that they can turn on the mood according to their taste and need.
Are there any functional benefits of having natural light in a house?
There are only few benefits of function natural light, as natural light can be used by people in the form of solar cooking and solar water heater purpose.
Do you believe that homes in urban areas receive less natural light compared to homes in rural areas?
Yes, this fact is true as there are a lot of buildings which are tall in the urban area, so people barely get the direct natural light from the sun. However, in the rural area, there are a lot of fields, so people can get easily that from the sunlight.
How can architects ensure homes receive ample natural light?
It depends upon the architectural skill of an architecture, and by drawing the map of a particular house, they must consider the ventilation and the windows from where the people can get the natural light.
What challenges are there in providing sufficient natural light in homes?
Uh, it depends upon the locality, as the buildings which are near to the house of a particular person may become an obstacle in getting the natural light.
Next topic is describe an occasion when you spend time with a teenager. Questions are, who do you think should take care of children, mothers or fathers?
Mothers are kind hearted, so they can easily tackle the children as compared to the father because they are quite patient than the male counterpart.
How and where did children play in the past?
In the past, there were not enough parks, so usually children played in the streets.
How is that different from the games children play today?
In today world, people or children have an access to technology, so they like to play online game, whereas in the past they only played the game which they can play with their age mates in the street corners.
Do you agree that parents buy too many toys for their children?
I think it is not good idea if guardians are buying lot of toys for their children, because this may put negative impact on their word as they become stubborn.
Should parents teach their children to respect other people?
Of course, it is a core accountability of the guardians that they should teach their offspring to pay respect to the elders, because it is good. It is good for them, and it reflects their moral values.
What can children learn from their parents?
I believe that children can learn various kind of things from their parents, like management skill, patient, and behavioral aspects.
Next topic is describe a memorable car journey you went on, and the questions are: what industry do you think needs experienced drivers?
There are various industries who provide the commuting services like Ola cab, Uber cab. They required skilled workers like drivers.
Apart from checking their driver's license, what other things should companies do before hiring drivers?
They must check their driving skill and the way of driving the vehicle. Have they a particular knowledge about driving two-wheeler, four-wheeler, along with automatic feature and manual features?
As technology advances, do you think the demand for experienced drivers in various industries will increase or decrease, and why?
As by my perspective, it will decrease because nowadays, due to the advancement in the technology, Tesla is getting popularity among the people. So, in the future, most of the vehicles will be driverless.
Okay. What are the advantages of driverless vehicles and what are disadvantages?
If I talk about the loopholes of driverless vehicle, then employment comes to my unemployment comes to my mind first, because people will not become driver in the future, as the dependency of the people on driverless vehicle will increase, which directly put an adverse impact on their driving skills. But if I consider the positive aspects of this concept, people who do not have driving skill, their dependency on others for going from one place to another place will decrease, as they can easily use these vehicles.
Next topic is describe a traditional celebration day in your country. And the questions are: do you think schools adequately teach students about traditions and values?
Yes, these days teachers are teaching good values to the students. For example, Janmashtami is celebrated in most of the learning institutions of India, where teachers and students celebrated this in an amicable manner.
In your opinion, should schools have more significant role in imparting traditional values to students? If yes, why? If no, why not?
I think school should teach some religious or traditional values, but by considering the count and the presence of the learners, because there may be learner of different tradition and culture who consider it as a negative.
Are there any disadvantages to schools teaching traditional values as a part of their curriculum?
Yes, as it puts extra burden on the learners, because they may distract from the path of learning, as their focus on other subjects will divert.
How important is the role of family in passing on traditional values to younger generations?
It is must that family members should impart the traditional values to their offsprings, because it is act as a legacy, and this is the best way to keep in touch with the traditional roots.
Do you believe that parents can better instill traditional values in their children compared to schools?
Definitely, parents are the best and the first teacher of their child, so they should teach and these kind of values to their words, and words can learn it from their parents more effectively than the teachers.
In what ways can families teach their children about cultural traditions and values?
Nowadays, various kind of television programs are telecasted on television, such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many more. So parents like to watch these things with their children on weekends, so that they can tell them about the significance of their traditional.
Okay, the last topic is: Talk about a picture you recently took, and the follow ups are, why do you think people like taking pictures?
I think people usually like to capture an image as a medium of memory. They can easily recall the memories that they have made with their loved ones.
In what ways do pictures and photos help people preserve memories?
Photos are the best way to store the memories because whenever the person look at those pictures, they can get a glance on the moments which they have spent with their loved ones.
Do you think pictures and photographs are important in preserving history?
I don't think so because there are historical monuments which help in the preservation of history. Apart from this, history can be preserved in the form of historical records rather than the pictures.
In what ways can pictures provide valuable insights into historical events?
In historical events, one person buy the flashcards from the person who is selling it over there, they can get a glance over the picture or the history of that particular place.
Do you believe that people today rely too heavily on pictures to remember important moments?
It depends upon the people. Some are heavily dependent on the pictures for recalling their precious moment. However, just keep it in their mind, and whenever they go back, they can easily recall it.
Alright, this is the end of this session. Thank you.